summer green. And there we go.
Will,
How about it?
you know what this is?
The one we were waiting on?
This is the last one in this room today. Arguably, we could say the important one, but the last one in here today. We got one more to do with the Explorer competition, but as far as In the Box 2025, this is it in the room. And I have enjoyed this and had a good time. And sitting in here, Pierce, looking out at these people and the number of people that have been walking around, it's been pretty amazing. Number of people have been sitting and listening. And the kids, the competitors for the competition today, this has been an ideal spot.
Yeah, I thought the first year we did it was super cool, right?
Yep.
And then the next year, they did us up even better.
Yep.
And just improved more here, put us kind of in the middle of the exhibit hall. We get to see everybody, get to be with everybody, right next to the association booth, right across from Carter. So if I have my suggestion for next year, if you bring us back, I like the spot.
I do like this better. I remember the glass box out there, which I think was good just for conversation. But
that's right.
I like the speakers. Everybody in here can listen. I think that's awesome. I do like this.
Yes, sir.
Good deal.
I'd love for you to come back.
Well, hey, can we get that in a contract?
Yes.
I got a pen in my pocket.
We're holding out for double pay next year. I just want you to know double what we getting this year.
All right. I think we can work that out.
Right.
Okay.
I think we work that out.
I think you can too. 0 times, whatever, right?
That's right.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are honored for our final In the Box session from inside the exhibit hall for 2025 Fire Rescue to have our incoming president, Pierce Womack, who we have all known and been friends with for years and years. And I was fortunate enough to serve through the executive committee with his dad, so I've known his family forever. And these are exciting times because in just a few hours, something pretty important is going to happen to you, sir.
That's what I keep hearing.
Yep, and congratulations. I know I'm not the first, but of many that will come to you today. But I will give my first soliloquy, and he can give you his before we start asking you a million questions. That in my book, this is a huge deal, an incredibly important one, something that is so near and dear to my heart and has been for a long time that you're fixing to strap on. And I know you're up to the task. I know you're the man. But I pledge my support to you in making the next 12 months a success. But it is a big responsibility because you're representing everybody you see walking around in here is looking for your leadership and looking for your guidance. And it's accountability. You hold us, we hold you.
That's right.
To the principles and foundations of what we're doing because, again, this means so much to us. So congratulations to you, and thank you for getting to this point.
Oh, thank you. It's been a little quicker journey than I expected.
Yes, it has.
Yes.
Unfortunately, it has.
But it has been good. Past couple of years, everybody's been really welcoming. Served, and I was able to shadow on some committees, kind of learn what I skipped. So it's definitely been a lot of fun so far. You grow those bonds with the group, executive committee, and trying to work with staff, and it's nice to see that atmosphere of folks working together. I really didn't. When I first ran, I was like, well, it's early in my career. Obviously, I still got a few years to work, and everybody kept saying, wait till later. But we talked, and I was like, I'm just going to go ahead and do it right now. It's a good time in life. I think it'll work, and honestly, things have played into I feel like a great time. A lot of good people, a lot of good things in the association happening, a lot of good projects that we're working on. I just overall feel like it's an awesome time to be here.
Well, one of the things, and this is advice to anybody that thinks about running, if you're going to wait until you think you're ready, you may never run.
That's right.
Because I don't know that I ever felt, and it's a good thing, up to the task because it made me work harder. It made me kind of, me and Chief Milano talked last night about an imposter syndrome, and it makes you work harder. But one good thing about this interview, and I was excited to do it with Randy last year, is because I know what it's like to sit where you're at. Right now, you're here on a Saturday, going to be sworn in, and it is a big deal. It is something to be proud of, and you should have a lot of nerves and excitement.
That's right.
And it's something that you're going to be lucky you get to share it with your family. Your dad's here, past president, which is super cool. So what I will say is try to enjoy as much of tonight as you can because it's going to go by in a blur. There's a lot of procedure and ceremony going on.
That's right.
And then for 1 year, it's going to be a just whirlwind of activity. And before you know it, you're going to be sitting here first interview next year. It'll be here before you know it, I'm telling you. It's just a great ride. It's probably going to be, and it has been for me, one of the most impactful things that you'll ever do in your career.
Oh, it's definitely up on that already.
So you get a great opportunity to make a difference. And really you get to do it all the way through, but here you get credit for it.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
You do not be afraid to let this be nerve-wracking and emotional. It's that important to all of us and to you. Something that's not important and you don't think it's a big deal, you blow through unemotionally and it doesn't really matter. Tonight will tear you up, next year's will tear you up, and that is normal. I hadn't seen anybody yet that's past president that wasn't affected by that emotionally, because it is that big a deal. And I'm not trying to stoke you up and make you have a worse time tonight.
Yeah, we ain't trying to make you all snotty, but
no, but I mean the truth of it is, it messed with me.
I cried going in and out.
It messed with me. And
everybody's told me the same thing. It's okay to.
Because it's that important. It's in your heart. It's your desire to try to make a difference to this state and 17,000 people plus. And it's a really big deal. And it's a heck of a responsibility that weighs on you, because you want to do the right thing.
That's
you
right.
want to do the right thing. And I know you're up to the task and everything. And we're not here to preach to you.
No.
So we want to hear from you a little bit, because now this is really your opportunity. I don't want to steal any thunder from your speech tonight, because that's a big reveal for you or whatever. But it's been my experience and observation that presidents, you work on an executive committee for a number of years. Yours has, like I say, been a little shorter than some, but
That's right.
to impact and influence what's happening, strategic plan, what's happening as a whole. But that year you're president, you establish a theme, a feel, a rhythm that's all yours. And so you have an opportunity in front of audience that's gathered here or whatever. Say what you want. Don't recite your speech.
Don't ruin your speech.
Don't spill it. But what's your vision for the next 12 months plus?
Well, I think a couple of big things, I guess. A lot of folks, especially the outgoing leadership group, one of their projects was a training officer academy, similar to what we're already doing now with the officer academy that's going on. Potentially try to put together a scoping group. I don't want to just rush into something that we're just going to regret and try to change in 6 months, but bring together the group that did some of that leadership project, bring some of that together. Let's kind of see what that's going to look like. I'd love to be able to deliver that regionally. There's been a lot of talk. We're already using the Fire Academy a lot, several weeks throughout the year. A lot of other programs are competing with the association, and, which is fair. We don't want to take it up. So kind of looking at a core group, because training, and they stay busy trying to do conference and fire service improvement, everything else. So I'd love to see this group kind of scope and see what a training officer academy really looks like for us.
Sure.
See what that curriculum would be, see what that cost would be, look and see how we facilitate that program as we go forward.
That's a good idea.
That's one thing I'd love to see it happen while I'm president, but it's been coming up a lot in conversation recently, so I want to kind of push that one forward.
Sure, good idea.
That's one of my big things. I know we all strive communication. I think Brooks' team's doing an awesome job. They brought in the interns, which I think are doing some phenomenal things with video and promotional. I want to see that going. I want to keep pushing that one forward. I think that's awesome. I don't know if that's contributing to all the extra people here today, like we were just talking about before we went on air. But
I think that probably the crowd that's assembled right now is getting ready to throw stuff at us. So, I mean, if I say duck, just duck real quick, because looking at some of those faces, something might happen.
Well, that bald-headed guy was kind of making fun of my mustache earlier today. So the glare, I'm glad you pointed that out, because that's where I was headed. That's where I was headed. I forgot my sunglasses in the room. So next time I'm going to remember that, though.
He got you. You got him back.
That's right.
And the good thing about it, you get the last word. So congratulations.
Yes, yeah.
Pierce, you mentioned communication. It's something I talked about in my fourth vice speech, and then talked about as president. And I don't think there's a president that has come through that hasn't wanted to work on communication. Somehow we got to get our members as concerned about communication and receiving it as us wanting to give it, because we want to give it way more than they want it.
That's right.
And then we got to bring it both ways. So if you can figure that riddle out, kudos.
So we're all guilty of, we're good. When things are going great, we're good. We don't worry about it. But when something happens, then, we want to get involved. And that's just human nature, I feel like. So trying to just come up with some baselines. I know that the staff been working on updating the database, I feel like, for a little while now. But just trying to get the word out to the chiefs. I think that input that they do once a year is big on getting that right. There's been a lot of talk about potentially like a membership app on your phone. I don't know what that looks like cost-wise, but I definitely want the technology committee to kind of look at that, see what we could do, if there's a way to incorporate benefits, conferences, things like that into all that. I think would be wonderful.
Good.
So a lot of cool stuff I think we've got going on. The PAL 8, obviously that's near and dear to my heart. Way before I even ran for fourth, I was involved with that. So I want to keep pushing that as much as we can. I think we've got a lot of interest in that. Legislatively, it seems to be very actively talked about.
I heard standing on that floor right down there this morning some really good conversations about that your legislative chair was part of that conversation. So that sounds pretty exciting.
That's right. I think that's a benefit for us all. The PAL 8 fees are going up, which is normal. It's a business. Everything's inflating. So we've got to work on getting those numbers up a little bit to take that burden off. And, it's just a matter of time. I hate to say that, but our state's going to be impacted by more Helene's and other things. So the more that we can do to get ahead of that, I think would be great.
It was a good thing Helene hit that upstate, because it was only the low country fighting before. Now we got y'all in the fight with us.
Listen, we need a break in the upstate for a little bit. We'll come help you.
Brought to you by Will Vinay, 864. Never mind.
We get them every year. Y'all get them one year, but we got to do something.
Oh, my goodness.
You can break his contract. He doesn't have to come back next year.
Oh, okay. But no, I mean, talking about the upstate for a minute, it's been a busy time for us since we were sitting here last year going through that 12 months. There's been a lot going on, but it's awesome to see the folks from the coast to come up and support and be there. There are too many times we go to the coast, which it's easier to do that because we can look in the rearview mirror as we come home. We won't have to do all the paperwork. But it is great to see how the association works and the conduit that it provides. It's just great. Being involved with mobilization, I'll give Chad a hit for a minute. It's really good because I can do a mobilization, but I can also go advocate for the association on, going to Horry County for fires. It's just great. You get to talk to folks. You get to see what they want, what they got problems with. You got to take the good with the bad, and I think that's what's great with getting out and seeing different things that are going on.
In addition to your work that you've got going on with the association, you've recently just taken on a new job as far as career-wise too now, so you might want to tell everybody a little bit. Tell them it was good news, I thought. I congratulated you, but tell everybody what you're doing now for a living.
So I guess, it's not much of a secret, but my boss left to take a new job, and after about 3 years of being at Greenville, I was fortunate enough to be able to be promoted to director. So now went from deputy director to director of emergency management in Greenville County, which has been a big task. While I was interim director, I guess maybe a month of being interim, we had the Table Rock Complex fire, which another one of those milestones in mobilization. We got to bring folks from all over the state to help us, and I guess you could say that was my trial period. I interviewed for about 2.5 weeks straight, and after that I got the director's job. So it was a good time, but also it was one of those things you don't want to see again for a little while.
As an observation, you're going to have a really difficult time as president because you've got not only a group of hecklers that you've got to put up with that's going to follow you around like they're doing right now, but you also live with probably the chief heckler who's going to give you a hard time over the next 12 months as well.
Yes, for sure. Right. We, I guess you call it fortunate. We had a fortunate opportunity a few weeks ago of doing a Father's Day interview together. And before that, a few days before, we were going through a bunch of old stuff. It's amazing what he has kept. So I got a feeling one day I'm going to have a lot to go through, but we found some old pictures of you and him transferring command.
No kidding.
Sure did.
Right? I'd like to see those. I'll have a dog.
We probably should have brought them, and I don't.
Did he have to get up on a box or what? I mean, to hand them to me or what?
Yeah, you were a good bit taller than him. I'm not sure if you had to bend down.
He was better looking than me. I was taller than him. It's okay.
That's true.
I'd like to see the pictures. Yeah, I would. But yes, that was. I'm honored to be sitting here with you because I was honored to be sitting there with him when we went through the seats together and everything, and that gives you a little unique dynamic. You're not the first, but you have a relationship with a past president that the rest of us don't really enjoy. So that's good, and to have that advice. I think you're a lot smarter than he was, and so I know that you're going to probably do a lot of innovative things and whatnot. So I'm looking forward to Pierce being Pierce and being part of it.
Well, thank you. I appreciate it. One last thing, and I know y'all probably got some other stuff too.
Oh, we're here with you, man.
Yeah,
man. This is yours.
Yeah,
we're here with you.
Yeah.
One thing I want to kind of do a trial in, I guess, is, and I'm going to kind of lean on some of our technology folks and emergency management, I guess, committee to work on is AI. I know we all see the chat GPT and AI stuff. There's a lot of cool stuff that I think could benefit. That's also going to create issues for the fire service, new problems. But I think there's ways that we can work together on building plans and other things like that.
I think one of your instructors that was teaching that was sitting right there a few minutes ago. I believe
she
I saw
may
her.
have been.
Yeah, I think I saw her sitting there. So yeah, absolutely.
I think there's some great opportunity to explore that. Maybe more of an educational piece on the best way to use that technology. I think it can definitely help in the fire service, developing policies, procedures. And it'll even help social media. It'll do about anything that you need it to do.
It may fit in very well for the work that we're doing with the OSHA stuff and everything, because a lot of the departments are going to have to develop a lot of plans, applications that may be able to help us with as well to get the smaller departments over the hump of being able to get into that OSHA stuff.
For sure.
Yeah, good idea.
Sure. So I think just technology in general is it's been one of my passions for a long time, and I think we as a fire service have some great opportunities to use that and try to help us streamline.
I think you're perfectly placed and have the background to be able to help us with that too. That's good. Good for you.
Well, we're financially in a great place with the association, thanks to things that have happened all over the years and all the presidents and committees ahead of it, or that have served ahead of us. I think,
and Director Helms talked a good bit about the opportunities we've got with facilities and potentially relocating that. So I think probably here in a short period of time, right into your presidency, you guys have got to make some pretty good big decisions as far as our home, where we're located.
That's right. I think the office we have has served well. I do think we've outgrown that. You can see that in meetings and office space and all that. So I think as we move forward, we've got to look at some other options with that. So we'll definitely see how some of the information that we get back from building inspections and architectural drawings and ideas that we can push forward. We'll see where we land with that. But I think it's a super exciting time.
I know you've been part of us getting to this point and looking at the facility that they've got a contract on right now, and your heart's been in that because you've been part of those meetings. I'm excited for you because if that comes to fruition during your term, I think that's as a president, that would mean a lot to me. I mean, that'd be something pretty big I'd want to hang on to, and so I hope that develops very well for you and for the association in particular, because that's pretty exciting. I think you've got so many opportunities with that. We've talked with a number of people to set up here, so good luck with that one.
Well, thank you. It's humbling to be in this seat. I remember riding around the state and sitting in the back of the rooms and meeting people,
right.
and you get to see all that, but then you don't realize almost 18 years later you're sitting here. So wasn't a thought back then, but it is cool to look back on and see some of the things and be at meetings that y'all were speaking at and ideas that were being tossed around, and it's all happened over the years. So I think it's a cool opportunity. I appreciate a lot of the mentorship over the last couple of years. I know there's been a lot of conversations, and I've had questions, and I know I still don't know it all, but I appreciate everybody answering the phone and being there, because I really think that's what it takes. That history, you don't want to lose that.
You've got a great personality, and you're a sharp guy, so you have the ability to pick up the phone and call pretty much anybody standing right out there, and you've got another set of eyes and ears, and so you're surrounded by a good group of people that can help you through the next 12 months, because I think Randy will tell you, it is, as Will was saying, I mean, a blink of an eye, and it's always the case that unexpected things will pop up and happen during this next 12 months. And being surrounded by good people that can help you through those opportunities, and I hope they're good ones, Inevitably, though, some of us have had some pretty bad things happen that in our years, but with surrounded by those folks, you'll be great. You'll do okay.
I've tried to get Randy to help me out a little bit, but the only thing he's been able to tell me is just drink energy drinks.
Well,
and I'm not sure what he means by that.
I
don't understand.
My personal opinion is you might want to aim a little higher than that. Okay, I'm just saying there's some others a little closer over this way you might want to get advice from. But that if Randy's is your choice, that's okay too, I guess.
That's right.
Yeah, take a good look at him, but I don't want that to discourage you.
Well,
look how relaxed he is right now.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. You saw him early in the week. Right now, he's extremely relaxed.
Have you seen his taste in shoes?
Oh Lord.
So
I can't knock it. I got a pair.
So
I
are
don't
you?
like it. I ain't say anything. That's right. Not on, but I ain't say anything about them.
Yeah, are you gonna? Yeah, are you gonna forego picking out shirts and instead pick out shoes next year? Is that?
Well, I mean, we could do a new pair of shoes every day. That would be good. I could do that. I could do that. These guys make fun of my shoes all the time.
I don't.
No, you don't. But you
That's
have
right.
a good shoe collection.
I like shoes just like you do, so it's okay.
Director Helms is probably my biggest competition when it
Yeah, he
comes
likes
to shoes.
shoes
That
as well.
guy, that guy's got a shoe collection.
He's got it right. Well, I want you to know we're behind you 100%. We're excited. You've got a lot of serious work ahead of you, but you're the man of the hour. You can do it.
Well, I'm excited. Definitely very nervous as it gets closer to that mark tonight. It's it's just, I said it earlier, it's very humbling to be able to look at who has taken this path before me.
Well,
And
that's
that's
just
the key.
it. Yeah, that's absolutely. I was number 60, so there's 60 people before me, 59 people before me. I don't know what your number is because I can't keep up with all of them.
79.
So there was 78 people before you that's now looking from above and around you, saying, "Hey, man, here's the mantle. Don't mess it up." I mean, and that's just what it boils down to because that's what he told me.
Well, and that was
Here he
always
is.
my motivating factor all the way through is, just knowing whose shoulders I was standing on top of. All of the guys that came before me, all of my mentors, and that's how I felt the whole time. Man, just don't mess this up. Because the whole time I knew I was just a shrimper son from Port Royal. So don't screw this up.
No, it's just, it's great. It's great to know that any of you will still answer the phone.
Every time you call.
I think that past presidents group is awesome. I know they've been
Yes.
running ideas by that group, and I want to see that just continue to grow. And I know Randy, and I guess you all know, we've talked about that a little bit, about bringing that group together, keeping you involved, whatever that may look like. So we definitely want to keep that going.
Hey, more than anything, enjoy tonight.
Yeah, absolutely.
Enjoy it.
I think
Don't be nervous
af-
about tonight. Enjoy it.
Right. And if you mess up, we're going to laugh at you, and that's okay.
I'm sure. Hey, as long as I can see over the podium, I think I'll be
you'll
all
be
right.
fine. They'll be fix you up. They'll be fine.
They will.
Sir, congratulations.
Thank you, sir.
Best of 12 months to you. We're there for you.
Appreciate that. Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Thank you.
Congratulations, brother.
Yes, sir. Thank you, brother.
And folks, this was our last interview at this podium. You've got one more episode after this one. They're actually moving some vehicles and things out of this room right now. And at 3 o'clock here on this Saturday, the Explorer competition is going to be held right here in this room. Or are they moving it back outside?
Well, it won't
Right.
matter to the folks at home.
Won't matter to you.
We'll be back on with the Explorer competition. We don't know where. We don't know. Y'all just tune in.
The bad weather outside, so we're just kind of adapting as we go. But anyway, thank y'all for tuning in. And we got one more episode. Thanks from Fire Rescue 2025.